Another strange incident that was captured on a nightly cruise on a highway the following night. It was quite busy on the road, and the female driver sharing this was saying that she was basically just listening to the radio at the time. As you can tell, it gets weird quite fast, as the woman describes a person in some kind of strange gear was appearing out of nowhere in the middle of the road. The car in front of her was even trying to pull out of the way when initially planning to overtake the travel bus in front. Many believe, due to the sudden appearance of this thing, that it was in fact a ghost that manifested out of thin air. However, I'm questioning this a bit, since we can see this person wearing shorts, a backpack of some sorts, and maybe even a hat. But how could they disappear like that on the road? The woman also states that the person actually disappeared the second her car would have touched it. Really odd. Were they maybe standing there all along? It's really hard to say, but whatever the answer, it's quite scary, I find. Natalia has sent the following video, which she had found, posted by user Sandra Fulton Hamilton John. She uploaded it on her profile and was quite scared, to say the least. The post reads as follows. This video is of our deaf friend Jack talking on video chat to his girlfriend. This is proof that spirits do exist. We had paranormal activities come to the house. We had it analyzed and it is very creepy. The house and everything around it in that particular area of Lumberton has a lot of supernatural activity going on around it. Sounds intriguing. Let's take a look. A shadow figure is passing by behind Jack's shoulders in an inhumane speed, and he obviously didn't notice it at the time. I have seen several of these fast-moving shadow incidents, and have to say that many of them seem legit. Of course, these events could still be staged, but this particular one, I would give the benefit of the doubt. How about you? A really unsettling video. This is another cave recording, which was captured on a trip that a group of friends undertook many years ago. Local legends are speaking of strange specters and apparitions that can be seen in there, but unfortunately the group was unlucky. At least that's what they thought at first. After analyzing the footage, they noticed that there was an eerie figure. Some do claim to see a woman in a dress, possibly a spirit from another time. Does this sound plausible? Of course, the bad quality due to the age of the footage doesn't really help answering that question for us. But it does make one wonder, did nobody notice that thing at the time? Really creepy. Tommy has sent me the next video, and it features a young boy who is fooling around in the living room of his family. Apparently, he only wanted to record a video for his friends, but something else was captured as well. Is this the spirit of a relative? Maybe just a person who was in the house at the time? Was the boy trying to mislead us here? Or does something more mysterious lie behind this video? This short video stems from an investigation from urban explorer Tayangan, who was out with a friend the following night to investigate a supposedly haunted and currently abandoned hospital. Many people have spoken of former patients that can be seen roaming the empty hallways, and what sparked the further exploration of this particular hallway was the sighting of a headless person that they only got on camera for a few seconds.
Koyo nek iki anu lho, iki ruangan khusus ruangan kene koyo kancing HP lho. Kancing HP. Wis kondi denen, ora ono.
It does look like a regular, perhaps younger person, but their head is completely gone. And the two men state that they found no trace of anybody else in there after scouting out the floor intensively. So, what exactly was unfolding here that night, in your opinion? Blue Ghost Tunnel. To follow up on some research they found on the internet, they came across something pretty inexplicable in their minds. Important to note, they state that they did not bring any flashlights at the time of their initial recordings and only came back with one after exiting the cave and running into a couple that actually had brought one way later. Let's take a look.
Whoa. I can hear your footsteps. I just seen a light at the end of the tunnel. What the f? Hello? What the f was that?
A mysterious light was seen right at the end of the tunnel. Given that nobody had a flashlight, it made them wonder what could have been the cause for that. Also, the cries for help were only discovered after the couple had returned home. Was it cries from the afterlife? In 1888, 30 people lost their lives right in front of the tunnel when a train crashed after the conductor had jumped off and left the machine, as well as several more fatal accidents that had taken place around the cave. Could this all be the reason for the residual energy that might have been captured on tape here? Who can say? The next video was posted by Channel 3T. The uploader wrote that this was an unknown creature that they managed to capture on the camera of their phone. One of the spookiest things about this video is that the uploader does not usually post paranormal clips. Their content is actually usually focused on dog agility. The video shows a dense forest. It appears that the uploader is out exploring what looks to be an old abandoned house. When he pans down to film the well, he does not expect to capture this.
Солнце не зашло, а как-то мрачно, очень мрачно. Еще и в колодце что-то шипит. Может, ужик.
The video shows a terrifying white face peeking out from deep in the well, looking back up at him. The eyes shine bright blue, and some say it appears that there are even flames coming out of them. The mouth of the creature appears to be open, making the whole image that much creepier. After the sighting, the uploader is visibly startled and can be seen running away before the video ends abruptly. What do you guys think of this sighting? Is there any reasonable explanation for this face in the well? Was it just a skit? Or did something mysterious unfold here? The next video was posted by Bored Guy Online, and he posted this to Reddit, and he says, "Ghost in hospital picks out at me as I walk by, and I suppose he's a night guard of some sorts." He actually wrote, "Security guard here, kept seeing things and wanted someone else to see because thought I was losing my mind. I didn't see anything at the time, but when watching the video I realized there was a figure, and it was the creepiest thing that I've ever seen in my life." Oh. So he looked back at it? So did he actually realize there was something? That's strange. Let's see that again. Look, like, oh, that is a weird shape though. Take a look again. Is that humanoid? It's super tall and almost a little bit inhumane, I find. Or did that thing had like a drape over it of some sorts? Wow, this is a really tough one. Now, if I would have been the night guard alone at the time, and I knew there is some really inexplicable stuff going on ever so often, I would have been on alert too. Now, we've seen other weird stuff that was captured in hospitals, right? And there are chances that these things are actually real that are being captured. Is that one of those cases? Possibly. The next clip was uploaded by the channel UFOs and Mysterious Creatures. There's not a lot of information available on the origin of the clips. However, it's clear it was taken late at night in the forest. The cameraman was filming for reasons unknown. Perhaps to use the flash to illuminate their path. Regardless of the reason, the cameraman caught far more than just trees that night on camera. As the camera pans to one of the trees, a strange creature can be seen clinging to the trunk. The figure is a strange brown-gray color with red eyes and a weirdly shaped head. What do you believe this could be? This odd creature clearly startles the cameraman, who pans away quickly and can be seen running away from the area. It's possible this could be a monkey or another creature, but something about this sighting is just extremely creepy, from the strange head to the glowing eyes. What is your idea? Paranormal? A creature? Or something completely different? A video that was shared by Rick, and he told me that he found it on Reddit. Apparently, a car without an owner is passing by the exit, and the security guard is getting the spook of his life. He thinks this is a prank at first and walks around the car to see what is going on. Further explained apparition seems to be coming from the back of the car, just floating above it and freaking the man out, making him flee the scene. It is said that it was never explained what exactly transpired that night. If it wasn't a hoax, which I think is very likely, it could be something most of us would never understand. This next video was uploaded and recorded by user Filthy Valentine. He took this video at an abandoned house close to his neighborhood. About the house, he wrote that he had kept hearing about a haunted house located in the forest above the town. He wrote that it took a while to get to the exact location, but eventually he was able to figure it out, and this video is his first exploration of the building. Based on the exterior, it seems that this building has been abandoned for a very long time, based on the state of disrepair the house is in. There's graffiti, plants growing indoors, and trash littered all over the property. Regardless, Valentine continues to explore the property. As he's making his way through the outside, he catches a glimpse of something in one of the windows. A white face can be seen in the right side of the window. It's quite small on the screen, but you can clearly see the outlines of eyes, a nose, and a mouth. The skin is far too white to be just a person in the window, right? As Valentine makes his way through the rest of the house, the figure is nowhere to be seen. What do you guys make of this sighting? Could this be paranormal related, or was it just a trick of the eye? This is a video which was captured by a young man who, as he later found out, was passing by a fatal accident scene. Apparently a couple lost control of their vehicle and flipped the car. The man survived the accident, but apparently the female passenger was less lucky. An ambulance was parked right at the scene, and we can see the two men helping to go through the debris on the road. What struck the person recording it as really unusual, however, was a person in white standing right next to them. On closer inspection, it looks like that an invisible person was wearing a dress. Based on the incident report, there was nobody else besides the two men in blue shirts, so there should have been nobody standing in any kind of dress. Was it perhaps a ghostly apparition? Maybe the passenger? This video was captured by the Highway 9, who shared it after going on a hiking trip and stumbling across an open cave that he wanted to investigate with his shepherd dog. It didn't take long until the man made it quite deep into these tunnel systems, and then strangeness unfolded.
Oh, come on.
Another faceless figure can be seen, standing in the distance, seemingly looking at the man. It's wearing a black robe of some sorts, and is potentially pretty tall. No facial features whatsoever can be made out. Quite remarkable that all these entities across the world have a similar look to them, don't you think? Perhaps proof that there is in fact more mysterious stuff going on in some of these tunnels than one could expect. Now we want to look at a terrifying case which has transpired in a deserted area of Nuevo León in Mexico. There's a little town called Ujescoala, which is accessed by a pretty long and desolated stretch of road. And in that little town is an abandoned and really run-down school building, which was named the Benito School and founded by the governor Don Jose Vichanzo in 1954. The old building still tells the tales of long-forgotten students and people who ventured to this deserted place. The following incident has been made public by a news station. It features a young man who ventured to this old place to investigate it. His name is Gabriel Martinez Navarro, and he made his video public on November the 10th. Apparently he was interested in many of the local tales that were saying that some unearthly forces were still inheriting this old place. There was only one way to find out: driving there by himself.
Pues aquí voy rumbo para la escuela del Barrancón, aquí en Gualahuises. Es que vine a investigar yo solo. Y pues medianoche. Vengo a ver porque vi un video donde pues 5 pelados bien peludos. Sale una voz al principio del video diciendo: me duele mucho. Pero yo no sé qué chingados le duele a un fantasma. No era neta. Pero vengo acá solo para enseñarles de que pues no hay nada. No hay nada, porque pues como para que estén engañando a la gente, pues como que no.
After driving for quite some time, he finally makes it onto the premises and looks for a way in.
Esta es la escuela que tanto les decía. La voy a escuchar.
What was that?
Escuché.
It appears that Gabriel has captured a disembodied voice without noticing it at that moment. How curious. Maybe an omen that he was in for an interesting night?
Por allá hay una novia. Pero la novia no metía. Porque ese culo. El chile sí un poquito más. Pero esta es la escuela. La escuela de Benito Juárez. La 1954. Pedo, no hay ni madres a la verga. Ay, no mames. Cállate.
Suddenly, stuff is moving on its own, and the young man is getting pretty afraid of the activity.
¿Quién es? ¿Quién es?
Besides the terrifying paranormal activity in this building, something has Gabriel shook to the core. and you might have missed it. Let's take another look. Something seemed to be peeking around the corner, right at him, and it's pretty certain that it wasn't your average person. What happened that night in this derelict school building? Did the young man maybe fall victim to a haunting that turned him into a believer? Who knows? What's your explanation?